Testing 1, 2. Oh, wow. All right. I think I'm recording. It says I am, and it also says I'm streaming. It's been a long time since I've done this, folks. Been quite a while. This is my second session jumping back into Astroneer. My name is Grumpy Goblin. I'm kind of doing this for my own sake. I don't expect to have a lot of listeners. Back to my radio days. I don't expect to have a lot of viewers. I just want to do something creative for my own mental health. Some of you may understand that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna play some Astroneer. If people jump in and find this random stream in the middle of the night, then welcome. Glad to have you here. All right. Yesterday I had just put down the exolab over here. Xenobiology lab. It was looking pretty good. I haven't really explored it yet. I've got some things queued up to be researched. Yeah. Here's the thing. In this episode, let's scratch here. In this episode, I would like to find a gateway. When I landed, there was no gateway anywhere near me, so I need to find a new gateway. Or not a new gateway, I need to find the first gateway. So I have not found one yet. Kind of annoyed me, because I remember usually when I play this game, there was always, as far as I can remember, one really close to the start. This time, alas. So that's what I'm doing. That's my goal. Is to find my first gateway. That's really my only goal. Twofold kind of gateway. I want to find my first gateway and then run some tethers to it, so that I can get to and from it easier. Since I can get it powered up. I like having two small canisters on me. I like putting them up there. And the lights over here. Do I have one of the lights on? I had a work light. I found one. Let's just salvage. I have a horn. I don't know what I did with my work light. I thought I found one. Maybe I did. Maybe I'm imagining that. I have no idea. Alright. So, I want to head in a direction that I have not gone yet. By the way, that beacon over there is the entrance to my cavern. The first entrance to my first cavern. Let's go this direction. No, I kind of actually did. Over there I did. So let's go. Let's just keep going this direction. I feel I'm gonna have to hit one of those gateways sooner or later. Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't go this way. So there's mountain there, there's copper up in it. I'll go back to that. I'll swing back to that later. Let's go over this way. We'll go to the area where I go into my cavern. Ooh, I couldn't find any research items. Found one, I think maybe two. Couldn't find many of those when I first started yesterday. I need some oxygen in me. I'm gonna die before I even get going. Oh, come on. Oh, I used to have that perfectly timed. I'm still learning it. That one I totally screwed up. Of how often to drop the tethers when I'm running. This looks like a waste of tethers because that's already going over there. Pick these back up. So use the route that I already started, and I'll just extend it and keep going. Rather than waste a bunch of tethers and have to make more later. Alright, let's get back over there to the cavern. Let's grab this so I can at least set it in the path of the tethers as a reminder to pick it up. Alright. Let's go find a gateway. There's my cavern. My cave entrance there. Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to be over these mountains. Because everywhere that I look around them, I don't see any. So I have a feeling once maybe I clear the mountains, things will get better. As far as that I want to find, at least. Region mountains. Now that's new. Not the mountains, but I don't remember being notified when I was choosing what biome I was in. I don't remember that from the last time I played. So that had to have been added in the last year and a half or so. Get up over here. We got some compound up here. I thought I saw a beacon of light for a split second, but it was not. Minuscule amounts of research on the surface, I know. Alright, come on, beacon of light. Gotta be around here somewhere. Oh, I'm out of tethers. Small generator. Don't want to print a small printer. That would be a waste. I really like this game. It's very soothing. Really just kind of calms me down every time I play it. I didn't have that great of a day. I had a good day. Yeah. I'll say I had an okay day. Ooh, there's a nice cave. A nice cave indeed. But I'm not gonna find a gateway in a cave. So I'll ignore it. Yes, I had an okay day. I think I found one. Sure did. I see it, but I don't. Is that one? Yeah, it is. Why don't I see the beacon of light coming up from it? The pillar of light. That's very odd. Well, that would be why I didn't. Okay. I don't think I'm that far from home. Very odd. Anyway, as I was saying, I had an okay day. I live in New York City. I moved here about 4 years ago now. And it is sometimes can be the loneliest big city in the world. For real. There is so much to do here. So many people. But sometimes those people all have their own stuff that they're doing. And the people who you call friend and who hopefully in return call you friend, sometimes they just get really busy and you spend a lot of time alone sometimes, and that's okay. I've had some medical problems since I moved here. I had some medical issues. I was injured a couple times. I was hit by not one but 2 cars in 2 different events. There we go. Located, finally. Finally found my... Whoa. Whoa! That is certain death. Finally found one of the gateways. So that was my goal for this episode, but I've only been playing for 12 minutes, so I might stretch it a little bit longer. Let's get this computer off. Flatten this up a little bit. What do we got here? More resources. Ooh, those are a little bit better than I got on the other one. A little bit better. Alright, so I am definitely don't want to toy with this over here. I don't have a jetpack or anything like that to save my buckus if I were to fall in. So, yeah, I got hit by 2 cars. Both times while I was on a scooter. And the first time was actually captured by the security camera of a restaurant at the corner where it happened. And this car came burling through an intersection in the middle of the, I think it was like 12 a.m. or something like that, and went through a red light and hit me and kept on going. Took the bottom of my scooter with him, and justice was never served. The police never pulled his plates from traffic cams, never did anything for me in my favor whatsoever. Thankfully, I was able to stand up and walk away from that one. Could have been so much worse. Probably going, I don't know, 45. And not 50. Probably going at least 40. Clipped me. I was turning away from him because I saw him coming out of the corner of my eye. So I was able to not get the full brunt of the hit. If I had been in front of the car, I'm pretty sure I would not be recording this video today. I'm 100% sure I would not be recording this video today. I would have been an imprint on his windshield. I might have caved in his hood and smashed in his windshield, but that would have been the end of me. Insanely, no broken bones. Which is ironic with the rest of the story I'm about to tell you. No broken bones. However, the following month or so, this all happened last year. It's still kind of a blur to me now, which is weird because it was so life changing. But you know how they say your brain can sometimes block stuff that traumatizes you? Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I know that's what happened. It was either a few months later or almost a year later, maybe 8 months later, that I finally felt enough courage, confidence in my abilities of having a scooter. I have psoriatic arthritis. It's hard for me to walk sometimes, and so a scooter really helped me. Why am I doing this in the most insane way of through a frickin' forest? No, this is dumb the way I'm doing this. Why would I cut through a forest? He says to himself out loud. Just dumb. I'm telling my story and I'm not thinking about the game. But I finally got the courage and the acceptance of my own abilities. I know that I'm a good scooter driver. I obey the law. I wear a helmet. I don't cut out in front of traffic. I'm not the bad scooter driver that you hear about on TV or in the news. I'm really good at it. It's kind of a mobility aid for me because of my arthritis that I've had. That has been getting steadily worse since I was 17. But I was ready to take it out for the first time, and I was picking up some pastries from a bakery through the app called Too Good To Go. Wonderful app, highly recommend it. And it was less than a mile from my apartment. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. It might have been a mile and a half. That's not important though. I said, okay, I'm gonna go get some pastries. I'm gonna break in my new scooter. I went up and down my own street a few times with it, just to kind of get a feel for it, and picked up my pastries. And a block and a half from the pastry shop, there was a box truck in front of me, in the bike lane, which I always try to use bike lanes when I am scootering, just because they offer a little bit of protection. They're not, 100% protected, not all of them. So there was this box truck in the bike lane, parked unloadings and stuff. And so I knew I had to go around. So I checked behind me, checked beside me. I was all clear to go. And so I moved into the left lane, which is it was a one-way street. Bike lane is on the right, and that's where the box truck was parked. The box truck stayed stationary because they had their back open and they were unloading stuff. And I went into behind the box truck was a car, a parked car behind the box truck. I moved into the left lane after checking there was nothing behind me and nothing to the side. Moved into the left lane to pass the parked car, also in the bike lane, and the box truck. As soon as I passed the box truck, well, actually, as soon as I was passing the parked car immediately gunned it and shot out into the lane that I was just moving into. He hit me full on. I pretty much went head over heels onto the pavement, and was really messed up. It really hurt a lot. Here's the kicker. At the corner, right ahead of where it happened, was a New York City police precinct. The crash was witnessed by at least 4 or 5 officers who came running. The car stopped, and I was still getting my bearings straight. I was still trying to figure out what the hell had just happened. But the car had stopped, and so I'm like, oh God. And here come 4 police officers. Well, the driver of the car must have got spooked by the officers, because he then gunned it and ran a red light, turned left on a red light, and as he was pulling away, a bystander who had come, said, you need to get a picture of his car real quick. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. And so my phone, which was mounted on the handlebar of the scooter, was right there. So I clicked it off real quick, and I took several pictures of the car, including the license plate. The pictures were amazing. You could see the driver. You could see his face clearly. You could see the license plate. It was bona fide. But one of the officers said, I didn't stop him because I didn't have my shield on me. That's the badge. And I know police get a bad rap, and there's a reason that a lot of police get a bad rap. This police officers, New York City police officers, New York's finest, as they're always called, witnessed me being hit by a car, saw me on the ground, scraped up, bleeding, and did nothing to stop the person who had just hit me. I filed a police report on the spot. Thankfully, again, I was able to walk away, which is crazy, because a lot of people, when this happens in the city, don't walk away. Filed a police report that day. One of the officers there, not the officer who didn't help at all, one of the other officers gave me their precinct email address and their personal email address at the NYPD to send those pictures to, and I did. And they told me that they gave me the number to call to get the case number and all that kind of stuff. And They said to wait 48 hours. I waited 48 hours, and they have no record whatsoever of the accident. They never responded to my emails. Yeah. So nothing happened to that person either after hitting someone. There's my work bike. I knew I had one. I'm so silly. So this one, for some reason, even though it was a much slower accident, impact, I was hurting a lot worse after this one than the one being hit by 40. That one mostly missed me. The first one mostly missed me completely. And so I decided I'm going to go get this checked out. So the very next day, I went to my doctor's office, which was like a 20-minute walk to my apartment where I was at the time. And I got checked out, had some x-rays done. Everything looked fine. Or not fine. They obviously said I was going to be sore, bruised, but I didn't have any broken bones. So I still had made it to that point in my life to have no broken bones. Later that very same hour, after leaving the doctor's office, I had a friend staying at my place. They had stayed the night before. They were going to be staying another night at my place. And I wanted to get back home to see them, because they had just been home for a couple hours at my place by themselves while I did my thing with the doctor. And so I got a city bike, which are the citywide bikes that you can rent. There was a new dock just installed by my apartment building, steps from my front door. So I was like, I'm going to get a city bike and I'll be home in 5 minutes. I've done that several times for appointments at that medical facility to my home, back and forth. I check out a city bike, e-bike. I do a quick glance at it. Everything looked fine. Got on the bike, unlocked it, got on the bike, and began to pedal away from the docking stations. I did not get 20 or 30 yards before the front tire separated from the wheel, and the bike totally wiped out. It was an e-bike, so it was getting up to speed when it wiped out. I went over the handlebars. Broke my hand. Found that out when I went right back in to get everything looked at. This time I went to like the clinic, the walk-in clinic, and not my doctor's, and he did get looked at quickly. It was messed up. But went in. Anyway, yeah, the bike totally busted, totally destroyed. Wheel came off. My face hit the pavement right where my bike helmet. I always wear a helmet. I had never been on a scooter or a bike without a helmet. As far as I can remember, I probably did it a lot when I was a kid because helmets weren't really pushed when I was a kid. But I always had a helmet on in all these incidents. And I have an eyebrow piercing that was so bloody that I thought it had got ripped out, but it was covered up by blood and pieces of my skin that had torn off from other parts of my face. Anyway, so that's how I broke my hand. The bike, the people at the medical clinic and my doctors and stuff said I needed to contact an injury attorney, which I did. I talked to 5 or 6 of them. None of them were interested in helping me out. because all of them said, well, and I mean every single one of them said, well, you don't really have a case because we can't prove that you didn't sabotage the bike yourself, which I think is just utter bullcrap. So anyway, I've had all that to say. I've had some really weird stuff happen to me since moving here. I am still recovering. I still have lingering after effects from all of these run-ins with cars and busted up city bike. And I find myself in considerable amounts of pain quite frequently. When they confirmed that my hand was broken, they also thought that my left elbow was broken as well, and it technically was. So they put me in a half cast type thing, and I say technically was because this doesn't make sense to me either. Later on, when I saw my real doctor again, they had me go up and do some more x-rays, and they were like, we need to take that cast off. I was like, oh, okay. Because apparently the type of break that I had doesn't heal correctly if you have a cast on. I don't know. There'll probably be people in the chat or whatever here. There's nobody in this chat. Who am I kidding? There'll be people probably be like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, no, of course it doesn't make any sense. Not very much in my life makes sense. Let's see, what should I make here? What do I need? I need to make some more medium storage. Those are resin over here. Those take two. We got some over here. There's two right here. Let's get this one started. God, I hate it when it goes like that. Oh, okay, that's why that's not working. Let's throw that up there real quick. So yeah, I really feel like I'm still supposed to be here. I have to be here. But this city's trying to kill me, man. Oh yeah, I was saying I'm still in a considerable amount of pain. I had the psoriatic arthritis, which I mentioned earlier. I was diagnosed with that in my late 20s, but they said that I probably had it since I was 17, since that's when I was diagnosed with psoriasis. 3% of the humans on the planet have psoriasis. About 1% of that 3% develop psoriatic arthritis as well, psoriatic arthritis. So, yay, genetic lottery. It really sucks. I can't even tell you how bad it hurts sometimes. I really wouldn't wish it on anyone. I'm in a lot of pain a lot. Pursuing disability because of it, and people who have psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis specifically have multitude more mental problems, mental health issues, and that's me too. So hello. Yeah. Happy stream, huh? How long have we been going? I've only been going 34 minutes. I feel like I've been talking for much longer than that. What should I do in the game here? Anyway, I hope I don't come across as complaining. I'm just telling you the situation that I'm in. I enjoy life 95% of the time. Okay, maybe 80% of the time. I enjoy life 80% of the time. The other 20% is a real struggle sometimes. My injuries from the car accidents and the bike, specifically the bike thing, have not as well as they could have or should have. I can't make a fist with my right hand, and that's bothersome sometimes, because sometimes you want to make a fist. Not to hurt anyone, but sometimes you just want to make a fist because it feels good to make a fist and let those muscles be stretched. And I can't crack my knuckles anymore. That's a weird one. Not been able to crack my knuckles since the bike accident. I know cracking your knuckles is not good for you, but it felt good. It's a good way to relieve stress building up in my body and stuff. But I can't crack my knuckles anymore. I can crack my thumbs sometimes. Sometimes I can crack my thumbs. This is probably the most boring shit anybody has ever listened to, ever recorded for you. I apologize if this is so boring. What am I doing? Let's go into the cave. Let's go see what's going on down here. Whee! Oh! I could have hurt myself. That would have been ironic. Talking about injuries and then injuring myself in the game. Let's make that a little bit wider so I don't have that possibility of that happening again. You down. You up. Okay, I feel that's a little bit safer than what it was before. Alright. Grab some of this. I have so much stuff on me. You know what? I think I'm done for today. Yeah, I think I'm done for today. The reason I'm making these videos, where this all started, started at, is because I just need something as a distraction. And if I do this for 2 or 3 hours a day, then that's a good distraction. I haven't gone into all of my stories, all my New York City stories. I've had 2 phenomenal jobs since I've been here. Phenomenal jobs that were supposed to be long-term, but then, no fault of my own, ended up not being long-term because the company just shut down or left the city. But those are fun stories for another time. I am so sorry this was so depressing. I hope you're not depressed. I'm not depressed. I'm just kind of telling my tale. I've got a lot of tales. I turned 50 this year. Yeah, 50 years old in 2025. Got a lot of stories. Some good, some gut-wrenchingly bad. But let's zoom in. Thank you for watching. Really do appreciate it. You don't have to watch. You don't have to listen to me. But thank you so much. I hope you're good to each other. Take care of you. Take care of one another. Hug your loved ones. Bye.